It's Friday. Very excited. Thanks, Alex. You were early. I was late. But together, we could do amazing things. You know what else was made in a volcano? My beard, mother truckers. The Bullish Mojo storage unit. Brought to you daily, almost. Like 3 or 4 times a week.
What?
Yeah, by PulseWave.com. And I am Frank from PulseWave Trading, Dex's lovable beardy partner, carrying on my face the Bullish Mojo storage unit, which was in fact forged in the heart of a Bitcoin volcano in El Salvador. See, we knew ahead of time, so we went down there and we made it happen. And we stood over the mouth of the great burning volcano, and when Dex reached in and pulled out the pile of diamonds and Bitcoin that we had crushed in the heart of the volcano, it was this. And I said, Dex, I know that we made this thing specifically to store Bullish Mojo for when the market was down. But where are we going to keep it? How are we going to give people access to it? And that's when Dex, in all of his wisdom, all these years trading the markets, he simply looked at me and he said, Frank, we're going to hang it on your face. And that's when it happened, folks. That's when the bullish... Anyway, I'll stop with the nonsense. Welcome, everybody. Very good to be here on a Friday. It's great to see all of you, or to be seen by some of you. I don't know. Had a great start to the day. Back to my Wim Hof sessions. I don't always do them in the morning anymore, so I haven't been starting the show. But my average breath hold this morning, I'm not bragging about this because it's actually very easy to do. More just to impress you enough into trying it. How's that? My average breath hold. So the Wim Hof, you do about 30, breathe in fully, and then you let go. You don't breathe out fully. So really full from the stomach all the way up. I like to feel like I breathe up into my head almost, right? So, but into your belly, into your chest, and then you let it go. So after you do that about 30 times, you hold your breath. You do a retention. So my average breath retention in 4 sessions was 2 minutes and 27 seconds, which I had been doing Wim Hof for a long time, and completely was out of practice, and my lung capacity was a little lower because of it, and it came right back. So my longest one was 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So that's just 2 minutes, 46 seconds, sitting completely relaxed, floating in air. So very powerful thing to reset your mind. If you're trading the markets, they'll drive you nuts. And I realize, so much of what goes on with people, I'm connected to a lot of people who, like me, are heavily into this stuff, heavily into it in a lot of ways. And what happens is you end up checking your portfolio, you're checking your trade all the time, looking for the dopamine. And if for a few days in a row it doesn't come, you start to get negative feelings about crypto, negative feelings about your decisions, and negative feelings about yourself. Here's the thing. Do not use your investments. This is not financial advice. This is spiritual advice. Something I'm actually qualified to give. If you're using your investments for a dopamine hit from your phone every day, I guess how I learned this. You will lose your nerve. Your psychology as an investor, as a hodler, as a trader, however you define yourself, will fall apart, and you'll start to feel negatively about it, and it'll mess you up. So you got to clear that head. Find some peace, definitely outside of your circumstances. And this is cool because it's something you can control. You could take yourself to space without smoking crack, which is what I used to do in the mornings. Now I do it in the afternoon. I'm kidding. This is not financial advice. Don't take financial advice from a man who jokes around about smoking crack in public. Some great things that we're going to look at Bitcoin today. Some really cool stories about Bitcoin in the news. And then we'll get to some charts. Here's a chart that I'm still intrigued by, which is THETA. It's pulled back. We're at, make that a little bigger. Pulled back a little bit. Do my zoomy thing. Oh, I'm zooming on the screen you're not looking at because I'm special. So we have pulled back, still going sideways, headed straight for the Kumo cloud of death. And we call it the Kumo cloud of death, not because it's where cryptos go to die, but it is where tradable instruments go to bounce sideways. So they tend to get stuck in there, and it's sticky material. But who knows? Maybe we'll break through right up here. That's my hope. So we'll see what happens. But we got some rally and crash alerts for today. Yesterday, we only had one significant rally alert that I could see. Today, we've got a big mishmash of stuff going into the weekend. So we'll look at that in a few minutes. First, let's look at Twitter. Let's see what kind of malarkey is going on there. New York, where I may or may not be residing at the moment, New Yorkistan. New York's anti-Bitcoin mining bill has failed to pass and is now officially dead in the legislature. A win for renewable energy, electrical workers union, and Bitcoin. I appreciate. I love Mother Gaia. I love the earth as much as anybody else, and care deeply about the environment. But as I said a few weeks ago, this whole Bitcoin energy thing is a shakedown. I think this is people started to see if we can create a sort of semi-woke reaction to cryptocurrencies, saying they're killing the planet, then we can shake them down and get all kinds of partnerships and concessions and stuff like that. But it's kind of backfiring because we're getting stuff like this. No, not like that. Like this, what I started off joking about today. Does money grow on volcanoes? El Salvador explores Bitcoin mining. El Salvador's president, that guy, said on Wednesday that he has instructed state-owned geothermal electric firm LeGeo to develop a plan to offer Bitcoin mining facilities using renewable energy from the country's volcano. Where was the quote? He had a great quote about it. I don't know. I saw all kinds of hilarious memes. Our engineers just informed me that they dug a new well. This is it. This is the quote I was looking for. Look at this. Our engineers just informed me that they dug a new well that will provide approximately 95 MWs of 100, I don't know what that is, 100% clean, zero emission geothermal energy from our volcanoes. Bukele said. That's how I'm going to say Bukele. Exciting stuff. So maybe the shakedown that I predicted won't work. I mean, they're still going to do it. Elon still messed with things, and there's other reasons that I'm saying that, but maybe it's backfiring a little bit. I think a lot of things are backfiring on people who are seeking to shake down our culture at this time. Another good news straight from America. Of course, we have that other story of India is getting ready to do something with crypto in a positive way. We'll see if that pans out. That'd be wonderful. Texas, maybe it did already, and I just didn't see it. Texas to allow state banks to hold Bitcoin. Authority of Texas State chartered banks to provide virtual currency custody services to customers. This notice affirms that Texas state chartered banks may provide customers with virtual currency custody services, so long as the bank has adequate protocols in place to effectively manage the risk and comply with applicable law. I'm happy to hear stuff like this. Of course, the hodler in me wants to know how that's going to work. It sounds like more fractional reserve shenanigans will take place, but the more friendly we are to Bitcoin, I guess that's the positive side. So we'll see what that looks like. I don't know. My mind sees banks getting involved and says, I definitely wouldn't want my bank holding my Bitcoin, because they're going to be holding it by a Satoshi and letting 1 million people share it. So unless they're addressing that, it's not a service I'm excited about, but I am excited to see regulations loosening up so that they can get involved. I don't know, maybe I'm not, because the bank's the problem. Jack says, that's Twitter Jack, evil Jack. Jack says it's only a matter of time before Twitter integrates Bitcoin's Lightning Network. That's what happens in his heart when he speaks. I shouldn't say, I don't know what happens in his heart. That's a scary fella. Only a matter of time. Lightning Network, good for Bitcoin. Good for Jack, bad for humanity, I'm not sure. Latin America, here's another Ecuador one. This is this guy from Ecuador. Latin America has suffered from hyperinflation, devaluation, and high corruption. I don't know this guy, but I saw this and I like it. Corruption for decades. We've been unable to protect ourselves from our elected and unelected politicians and central bankers. Bitcoin changes that. We now have a tool to freely transact between us. And that's why I sing love songs to Bitcoin when I'm by myself. Let's look at some rally crash alerts as we head into Take Back Friday. This is from Thursday evening's report. Bitcoin Cash. Let's look at that one. I've been neglecting it a lot lately. Something I dubbed the spirit brother of Litecoin yesterday. I don't know, it sounded good. Look at that chart. You guys are seeing my charts, right? Yeah. Bitcoin Cash, we don't have a buy trigger. We've got a crash alert. We've got a sell trigger. Market is short-term top. Same thing with BTC, actually. BTC crash alert, short-term top. No long entry. We'll see where it goes. That's disappointing going into the weekend. Of course, if you want to be ready, There are always alternative triggers you can use. Usually, almost always, in my experience, alternative triggers you could use using the weekly and whatnot on the reports if you want to be ready just in case there's a move. But if the algorithm's giving you a goose egg, it's probably not a great trading opportunity for right now. BNB, also crash alert. Short-term top, still have opportunities with the triggers, though. The triggers are still there. And just to clarify for those of you who don't use the price triggers, I'm looking at these from PulseWaveTrading.com. And the way that it works is give you a report every weekday evening. We're looking at DOT right now. It comes with a buy trigger. And sometimes we get a 0 in the buy trigger, and that means the algorithm is saying there's not a good long opportunity here in terms of trade. We do have a sell trigger and a primary crash alert for DOT. Let's look at my favorite darling crypto, THETA. THETA does have a buy trigger. It's way up there. Let's open up that chart. It's floating way up there. And not floating, but it's above our current price for sure by a good amount. And it's interesting, though. I'd love to see if we could sail through here. I don't know if that's a possibility or a probability. Everything's possible, but don't know if it's probable. You guys hear the birds tweeting? Bring you all the goodness. So still have a crash alert on that one, but you do have your buy and sell trigger, so you're ready to go either way with that one, which is very, very cool. Let's see if we've got any others. Let's look at ADA specifically. Here's our ADA BTC chart, which is not as fun as it was a few days ago. When it was here, it was more fun. But still, this is the daily chart that I have up on. This is ADA BTC, by the way, Cardano and BTC. It's still above the Kumo cloud by a nice bit. Hopefully we don't dip into it and hit that sideways stuff. Let's look at the USD chart. USD chart, it's below the Kumo cloud at this point on the daily. A lot of bearish stuff going on. In terms of the price triggers, got a crash alert as well, short-term top. No safe long entry in terms of trade opportunities. None of this is financial advice. You do your own research and always know what you're risking. Use risk capital, as we say. That's the best thing you can do if you want to enjoy trading for more than the amount of time it takes to give you a nervous breakdown. Then use risk capital. Risk capital is money that if you lose it, your spouse might not even notice. That's what it's all about. It's keeping them happy. And that way you'll have good take back Fridays, not bad take back Fridays. Never spend, for example, if you're Dex, you don't spend your Friday pizza money. That's sacred. That's gotta happen. Imagine telling the wife and kids, no Friday pizza night. It'd be over. That dude, he seems tough, but I know. So use risk capital. It's the best way to do it. All right. Let's see. Looking at any other charts. Let's look at Litecoin. Everybody always likes to look at Litecoin. Look at how it's narrowing. My feeling is crypto market feels a little boring. The news is good. The charts are boring and sad. And I just got that feeling. Everybody sit tight. Not financial advice. Sit tight. Got a good feeling. As long as the market, the big market, the global market doesn't crash, maybe we can get back into some real bullish activity next week. We'll see. Not financial advice. All right, folks, thanks for watching. It's always great to be with you. Want to invite you and encourage you to go over to this website, PulseWaveTrading.com, where you can get access to this dashboard. I don't really show you guys the actual product. I usually just show you what it costs, which is stupid. I'm a bad marketer. We have our Partner 21 report, 7 crypto pairs. It's actually more than that now. I think it's closer to 10. And 3 forex pairs. Maybe, I don't know. It's a few. And then if you want to upgrade from our partner membership, become pro, and you get thousands of reports, U.S. equities, futures, forex, advanced reports for people who like more aggressive trading strategies, and foreign equities, as well as Dex's personal loaded watch list, which is a more aggressive way of trading the stuff that Dex trades. So there's all kinds of really cool stuff there on our dashboard. So check that out at PulseWaveTrading.com. Have a great weekend. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Take care. Outro music.